Hi, good morning. Today, I want to share with you 5 more shows from 5 different genres, so there should be something for everybody. First on my list is Fallout. Fallout is an action-adventure drama based on the video game series of the same name that follows Lucy as she leaves the safety of her nuclear shelter vault that she has lived in her whole life to traverse the post-apocalyptic wasteland in search of her kidnapped father. As somebody who's only vaguely familiar with the Fallout franchise because I fell asleep on the couch while my friend played through the games, I really enjoyed this show, and I had a lot of fun getting to learn about the world and the lore of it along with Lucy, who's such a fun little character. I love her. I also became really invested in the story of the ghoul, and I'll admit that Lucy's brother Norm did grow on me by the end of the season. So I am so excited to see more of them and where their stories go in Season 2 since Fallout has been officially renewed by Amazon. So be sure to check out the first 8 episodes of Season 1, currently available on Amazon Prime. Next on my list is Death and Other Details. Death and Other Details is a murder mystery drama that I can't recommend enough. It follows Imogen, played by Violet Bean from 2018's greatest horror movie, Truth or Dare, and world's greatest detective, Rufus Coatsworth, as they try to uncover the truth following the murder of a passenger aboard a 10-day cruise, surrounded by the rich and powerful who all seem to have something to hide. If you liked Only Murders in the Building, Knives Out, or Glass Onion, then this show is definitely for you. I started the show on a Sunday afternoon, and by the time I was supposed to go to bed, I only had 2 episodes left, and I really considered staying up until midnight to finish because I was so invested. But I did the responsible thing, and I went to bed, and then I spent my whole workday Monday just thinking about the show, waiting in eager anticipation to get home and finish it. That's how into the show I was. Unfortunately, the show is not renewed for a second season because streaming sucks and all the good shit gets canceled despite incredible reception and very enthusiastic fan bases. But the first season does fully wrap up the plot and it answers all the questions of the mystery, so be sure to check out the 10-episode season currently available on Hulu. Next up is The Gentleman, which I promise is different from The Night Agent and The Recruit. The Gentleman is an action comedy series, a spin-off of the 2019 movie of the same name, that follows Eddie, played by Four from Divergent, as he inherits his father's title of Duke of Halstead, along with his estate and also his involvement with an underground weed-growing empire. Eddie spends the season working to untangle his family's ties to this criminal syndicate run by Susie Glass, played by Teresa from Maze Runner, but with each attempt, he ends up entrenching himself deeper and deeper into the world, because it turns out he's kind of a natural at this whole criminal kingpin thing. As of right now, there's no news on a season 2, and as we've established, streaming sucks, so I'm not very optimistic, but the first season is still a really fun and enjoyable watch, with 8 episodes currently available on Netflix. The next show I want to recommend is Baby Reindeer. Baby Reindeer is amazing. It's a drama that follows an aspiring comedian working as a bartender, and it explores his relationship and experience with being stalked by a woman after he shows her kindness one day and serves her a tea on the house. The show is based on a true story, which it says at the beginning, but I didn't really realize until the end. And while I usually avoid true crime or shows claiming to be based on true stories, this series is different because it's actually written and produced by and stars Richard Gadd, who is the real-life victim of the stalking. So it's this is his story to tell and his experience to process and portray. And that's a big part of the show, the main character trying to process and navigate not only the stalking that's happening, but other issues it causes and emotions that it brings up as the abuse and trauma of what's happening to him currently reaches into different areas of his life, both past and present. It is a more serious watch, but I really think it's worth it, and it's not a huge time investment, with 7 episodes ranging from about 30 to 40 minutes, currently streaming on Netflix. And side note, once you watch the show, just leave it at that. I mean, think about it, tell a friend about it, but don't jump online and try to speculate who in the guy's real life the characters are based on, because apparently people are doing that, to the point that he literally had to make a post asking people to stop, which is just ridiculous to me that people could watch this show in particular and then still behave that way. Just watch the show, take it in, and then leave the guy alone. Finally, the last show on my list is The Tourist, which again I promise is different from The Gentleman and The Diplomat. The Tourist is an action drama thriller with a little bit of mystery that follows a man who wakes up in Australia with no memory after a car crash that happens at the start of the show. With the help of Danielle McDonald from Dumplin', he has to try and piece together little clues of who he really is before his past catches up to him. Oh, and that man, The guy from 50 Shades. I spent 4 episodes looking at this guy thinking he was like kind of hot and vaguely familiar looking, but I just couldn't place him. And I guess that's because the only thing I've actually seen him in is A Haunting in Venice, where he had a very different look. Since The Tourist is a BBC show, there are only 6 episodes in each season, and the second season was actually kind of a bonus because the show was originally intended to be a miniseries. So there is a chance that they return for an unexpected third season like they did for the second, but as of right now, there are 12 action-packed episodes for you to binge currently available on Netflix. So those are 5 show recommendations for you to check out. Hopefully one of these shows sounded interesting to you. I know not everybody likes every genre, so I tried to get a variety, but they did skew to the action-y or mystery side this time. Let me know if you've seen any of these shows, or if you plan on checking them out, make sure to come back and let me know what you thought of them. And I am looking for more things to watch, so feel free to leave suggestions in the comments, as long as it's not on Apple TV.